Last year, 2008 Classic Academy came on board, announced they were going to have a WBT team. Now this year, Academy has announced they're going to sponsor the entire trail. So that's really good for WBT.
That's really good
like.
for WBT. And they're still going to have our team, our 12-member team.
Mm-hmm.
They take real good care of us. They take care of, they take care of the needs of all the women. The team gets a little bit more of a perk. They're going to have some more perks this year that they're going to come out with. I really can't state what they are right at this moment.
Understandable.
Because it hasn't been signed off on yet, but it's going to be a tremendous good deal for the girls on the team. I mean, it's going to give you something to work for, a little bit more money in your pocket type of deal. So, once that comes out, once we sign off on it, then I can talk more explicit about it.
Okay.
But
We'll have to get a hold of you after that. If there's any one thing you could share with our members as far as, beginner, intermediate anglers, what would be like one of the best tips you could possibly, that you could think of at the moment?
Well, for a beginner, I would say I wouldn't go out and spend a whole lot of, money. There's a lot of expensive rod and reels out there. I mean, if you're just wanting to go out, American Rodsmith has the $399 rod. They have a $99 rod. They have a $79 rod. I mean, you don't have to go out and spend a whole bunch of money to enjoy fishing. I do a lot of exploring on the internet. Even though I've been fishing for years and years and years, I still go on the internet, look at stuff. I listen to everything the guys say. I listen to everything. I read, I experiment. There's nothing wrong with experimenting with different stuff, different reels, different rods, baits, change out your hooks, always make sure you got good sharp hooks, which you learn from experience. And if you got kids, take your kids fishing, take your wife fishing. Don't try to push it on them if it's not their thing. I mean, I have 6 grandkids, and probably 2 out of the 6 are really interested in fishing. I try pushing on. If they're not outside kids, don't make them outside kids. Work with them. If they just want to go catch brim, take them brim fishing. Don't go out there and force them to go catch bass. I mean, that's the worst thing you can do, is go try to force something on somebody that it's not any fun to sit out there and wait for one bite. Brim fishing, get them interested. Brim, you can catch 100 brim in an hour.
Just something to spark their interest.
Yeah, just spark their interest, and then work up, maybe take them catfishing or work on up, don't, and be patient. A lot of the men, they'll buy their wives' rod and reels and expect them to go out there and be able to cast 100 miles like they do. Well, if they're beginners, they're not going to be able to cast like they do. And everybody starts out somewhere. And you got to start out at the bottom and work your way up. And that's how I did. I started out with my dad with a cane pole and a bobber. And a lot of times we didn't have hooks. I used a safety pin. I'm a little crazy about fishing, so I'd make up stuff, break a limb off the tree and go put it up the pond.
Well, that's awesome.
If I get some co-angler in a boat, and she's not, a lot of my co-anglers, they're so afraid of what they're going to bring. They say, what can I bring? Well, bring what you're comfortable with. I always explain to them, bring rods that you can throw just a regular Texas rig on, or you can change it out and throw a Cinco with. You can throw a Cinco, a Texas rig worm, you can Carolina rig worm on the same rod. Always bring you a couple extra reels. You can stick extra reels in your bag. If you get a major backlash, which all of us do, the guys do it, we do it.
Professional overrun,
I mean,
right?
You can take that reel off instead of sitting there wasting time picking out a backlash. Take that reel off, throw it in your bag, worry about it tonight. put your other reel on. Always have about the same type of line on every reel. I use cigar fluorocarbon mostly, 15, 12, depends on the lake I'm at. I use, the lowest I'll ever go is 10 pound. Now I have fished some lakes where I've gone down to 8, but mostly it's 10 and 12 for crankbaits, 15 for worming. A lot of trilene big game, 20 pound, 15 pound big game. And if you have a reel set up where you can change it out, you know, you don't never want to throw a topwater bait with fluorocarbon. Fluorocarbon floats. You don't ever want to throw, you know, topwater baits. I like using fluorocarbon for crankbaiting because you can stop your crankbait and it'll stay down there. Jerkbait, I love it on jerkbait because you can jerk it and stay down into the water. Don't come all the way to the top real flat and fast with. But on my Carolina rig, I use trilene big game 15 mostly with a 15 pound fluorocarbon leader. On leaders, it varies different lengths. Depends on the bite. If they're not biting good, I'll make it a 3.5 foot leader.
Is there a certain length leader you start out with to kind of test the waters?
My leaders are usually in between 2 to 3 foot long. If it's a finicky bite, I'll go to 3.5 foot leader. So.
What kind of weights do you use on them?
On a Carolina rig?
Mm-hmm. Yes, on a Carolina rig.
Usually they're 1/2 ounce egg sinkers. I mean, I don't have a weight preference. I mean
just weight-wise is 1/2 ounce?
Yeah, 1/2 ounce or 3/4 ounce, depending on. The egg sinkers come through brush better than any other kind of weight that I've used. That's usually my weight that I use for Carolina rig.